Second, you know, episode 2, right? We made it. Made it past the first
Nice.
one.
Happy Wednesday, boys.
I gotta get this out of my Twitter, man. This is important stuff. Bam. Let's
How
get this
excited were
out
you guys to
on
do
my-
blockchain press release just a few minutes ago?
You know, I'm happy for
That was
Verge. I
Mm-hmm.
mean that's big time. And if you take anything away, you see that you know, you know Korea is doing big things and North America isn't. We're still, we're still behind, and that gets me frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, besides Ashton being late, that gets me frustrated.
Yeah. He'll be here.
Wow.
He'll be here soon. We're unfiltered. He can jump in.
What, we're supposed to go ahead and be like, okay, okay.
You know what? I love getting, like, you want to see advancement and adoption and technology being used around you, and then when it's being used somewhere else in the world, I think that's important. That creates motivation for people. There's too many people like us and people, tech developers in the blockchain industry, in the IT industry, where you talk a lot about technology, but no one's actually pushing it. Are we learning the next levels of it, the next steps? How it's being used, or do we just keep repeating the same things and not actually doing anything?
Mark,
I mean, they're so far ahead. Like the whole Asian community seems so far ahead. Like to put crypto into real ATM machines. I mean, come on. Like they know what's going on. And he mentioned it. Like he mentioned, he's already forward thinking with the students that are coming over from the Philippines. Like he's so forward thinking. He just came right out with that, saying, hey, this is very important for the students that come in from the Philippines into Korea. Like he's already there. Like his brain, they're already fast forward with the way they think anyway. It's like he's 10 steps ahead. They're 10 steps ahead. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, I'm so excited for this for Verge. I mean, Verge works so hard to build their community. I'm just excited.
listen,
But
at the end of the day, we all scream adoption. We talked about this numerous times. Certain communities, certain crypto projects go ahead and do it. Don't talk shit. They just go ahead and just grind it out and keep making deals, partnerships, and keep pressing for adoption, while others just sit back and cry about the shit and then point fingers and then, make claims that aren't true.
it's true. It's totally true. And they, they'll announce partnerships or something else like that, and it doesn't come out ever. It never materializes. And for us, one thing with us now that we're trying to do is making sure that when we partner and we go live with something, it's already there. It's already live. It's not,
I love that.
in 9 months, we're going to be doing this, but we'll partner now. It's already live. And again, David, you hit on it. It's like so many projects sit there and complain about, well, woe is me. How does nobody notice us? And how does nobody give us attention? Just, man, actions speak louder than words. Just go there and grind it out. You know that, David. I mean, and Ross, you know that, man. You guys grind it out for how many years now? It's a freaking grind.
How many projects have
What
we
do you
looked
mean,
at,
like,
Mark,
and
when we were in Vegas?
I'd like to speak to Ashton Addison about it, but he's not here. So I mean, I would really like to get his take on it right now. But since he's not here and didn't show up,
Yeah, I would have loved to get his take on Litecoin, especially on your thing, Litecoin and Atari, that whole thing, and they're complaining about nobody, giving them press about anything.
I love that partnership, and and I tweeted about it, congratulating them. I mean,
I was more interested in the person who moved 40 BTC.
well, when I tweeted and congratulated on them, I don't even think they recognized me congratulating them. Whatever, though. But that's a big partnership. Love Atari. I think that's a very forward-moving partnership. I mean, that's pivotal. I believe it's congratulations to Litecoin and Atari. I think it was a good choice by both, for sure. I think it's pivotal. I think it's a job well done, for sure. Whoever put that together for Litecoin, well done.
How cool is that when you have a technology like Atari, where, yeah, they were around in the 90s and that sort of thing, but really, 80s, the extremely popular 90s and beyond kind of disappeared, and now to start breaking into the cryptocurrency industry, that's fascinating.
Absolutely.
Honestly, can I be honest? I mean, it's a huge name for those that were born in the 80s, but for those that were born in the 90s and up, they don't know what Atari is. I mean, they probably learned it in their history books. So for those born in the 80s, will probably, yeah, that's a big partnership. But okay, just by name. I mean,
no, but it's full circle, dude. It's good. The world goes in full circle. Look at Air Jordan 1s. Who was alive for Air Jordan 1 in 1986 or whatever? Who was alive for those shoes? Now it's full circle. Those things are $4,000 a piece.
Yeah.
It's full circle. Like it's look at sports cards, comics.
Are we talking about if I still have an Atari set? I mean, then we can go ahead and talk about what antiques I have.
Do you have Atari still?
I do. So we could talk about, hey, Dave, you got those 3 Ataris? Okay.
Which model?
But
what model do you have?
I don't know. I got the one that has the ping, ping, ping.
No. Do you have do you have the wood one, the 5600, or do you have the 2600, which was a little bit more sleek?
I gotta look.
The wood one.
I have. I have the wood.
Can you slap a Litecoin sticker on it then? Can you just go find it, slap a Litecoin sticker right on that thing?
No, but I mean, like, listen, not taking anything away. That's a big partnership. The name is big, but the name was big in the 80s. Like, anybody heard of Motorola and Nokia? I mean, no disrespect, used to be big.
BlackBerry.
All I'm saying is that, yeah, I'm not gonna go downplay the partnership. I think it's great that they got such a name on, but what are you doing with it?
Well, I mean, they're going to be able to. You're going to be able to use Litecoin to on-ramp to the Atari token, right? So it's going to be to buy the Atari token, you have to use Litecoin to get in. So.
Okay, so you're telling me that Atari's making a comeback.
Yeah.
And they're going to actually beat out PS4 and 5. 5 was just coming out, which is amazing. Okay, I don't know if you've seen it, but the demos are just freaking amazing.
Yeah, but Atari's not just. Atari is not just involved in consoles and gaming. Like they're involved in other stuff too, esports and whatever they're involved in, right?
But are you talking about just as sponsors?
You mean Litecoin just as sponsors? No, you're gonna.
No, I'm talking about Atari. You're saying that Atari is more like an esports? Okay, I get it. Are you talking about them just being patches on somebody's jersey, or are we talking about actual physical software that people are playing?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Because I haven't heard about them. I've heard about. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I hear people talking, they're talking about, I'm going on PS4. I'm gonna go play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's a totally different set of games. I don't think it's going to be to compete with that. And Atari has always been an arcade game company. The games are designed to play. They're family friendly. Those sort of things, and they're not like, say, on PlayStation or Xbox where you play an online RPG game and kids will play for 8 hours, 16 hours. Like they will. It's not like that. So I think you've got a completely different customer base and a lot of nostalgia for people too. They're re-releasing games, those sort of things. It'll be interesting how it plays out.
I'd rather go ahead and, I see a lot more people buying Nintendo, the old Nintendo boxes where, I don't know if you guys remember, but it used to be.
No. I remember that. The old tap, 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 and then blow it out.
Technically, that didn't actually help, but it made you feel better.
No, it didn't.
But
I totally remember that.
I used to play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I remember that. And, I see a lot more of those, a lot more people buying Nintendo. And I see a lot of more e-gamers, playing Nintendo right now. Then, listen, I'm not here to bash Litecoin. I like the project. I like the foundation. The Atari thing, maybe in 2017 when the bull run was going on, an announcement like that would have, sent them soaring by 30%. No doubt about it. Now, I mean, yeah, you probably will get more press about an old wallet of 40, Bitcoins being moved than, the Atari and Bitcoin partnership.
Let's talk about that. Those 50 BTC.
40.
What the heck?
Okay, it didn't happen just
I
once.
tracked it back. I tracked it all the way back, and it was like 61,000 confirmations or something stupid. And anyway, so okay, what's your take on that? What is going on there from 2009? Okay.
I'll go Ross first, and then I'll answer.
Well,
what do you think?
This didn't happen just once. For some reason, there's a variety of wallets that were mined in the first month of Bitcoin in 2009, and they only had 50 Bitcoin in them. I've seen a few different cases pop up from whale alerts on Twitter, and someone's exporting 40 Bitcoin and then the balance just under 10, and they keep repeating that. And we could take a closer look and see if it's all going to the same places, or try to, pair it off and see what's happening. I would love to have someone on one of our podcasts from Chainalysis or some of the other companies who can run software to do that rather than doing it manually. I would love to have that discussion.
But honestly, who gives a shit?
Yeah, well, but 50. So was that at the very early days? That would have been mined, right? Like, no.
That was mined in 10 minutes. That was the mining reward every 10 minutes before any halvings.
Was 50. Okay, 50 right on the nose was every 10 minutes you're getting 50 BTC.
Yeah.
So about $360,000 US today in 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's insane.
I mean,
but whoever was doing it, whether it was Satoshi or Hal Finney or, anyone else, were they just putting it into different wallets to test it out, or has someone just rediscovered some wallets that they've had back then? We'll find out, maybe we won't.
Okay, but why? Like, literally, what is our interest in it?
Here's the interest. If Satoshi and any of these early miners from 2009, even 2010, if they have access to moving approximately 2.5 to 3 million Bitcoins that were supposedly lost, it changes the supply and the value. To me, that's a lot to bring back in, and to think that it could be moved or sold at any time and create extreme volatility.
If your statement is true, then that means that you will see Bitcoin go down into the $3,000 area.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
That's not financial advice. That's just hypotheticals being thrown out.
I think that would go. If you'd have to put that Bitcoin on an exchange though to cause that. If you did a private sale, with someone, right, and just exchange it, it's not going to affect the price.
Hey, is there a password to get on, David? Somebody's asking me.
Password to get on where? Here?
Yeah. I got a guy trying to come on right now.
I don't think so. I thought you had to have a password for Zoom now.
No,
but not for this one.
No password.
You have a legacy account, David. You're like Zoom Gold.
They better treat me like that.
Yeah.
I bring the ratings, bitch.
I don't know. He says that it asked me for a password.
Hold on. I mean, unless you guys jinxed it.
How do you...
That's I love speculating about old Bitcoin. What's happening with it? Who's moving it?
10 minutes, man, for 50 BTC. Come on.
And now 6.25. You know what's really crazy is I was looking at the global hash rate, and it spikes up and down a little bit over the past week, but it's almost cut in half now.
Well, who's this?
Double L. Who the hell is Double L?
Double L. Let's just see who this Wonder Woman is.
Is it
Hold
Lloyd?
on. Did you just invite? Did you do your little? is this another Avery?
We got it. No, his new name's Double L. He's trying to switch it up on us. He's like,
yeah.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, is that what my thing says?
Is that Lloyd?
Yeah.
It's Double L. What the heck?
What's going on, fellas?
Hey,
What's
Lloyd.
going on?
I don't know, man. You're looking pretty. Like, are your lights on? It's very dark. Turn on your lights or something.
Oh no, I don't have the video on yet, man. I use this for chatting with my friends on the weekends. I got crazy settings in here I got to change.
Well,
Listen, you know what? We
turn on the
couldn't
video.
get.
Turn on the video.
I will.
Apparently,
Hang on.
Ashton, obviously couldn't make it, so we had a reserve here, and we had to find somebody off the street. So Double L, welcome.
Did you bring your buddy, your brother Avery on, or is it just you today?
Don't put Avery on to anybody except yourself. That is your legitimate son. Like, I don't even want to hear anything about Avery.
That kid looked like a deer caught in headlights. He was.
You know what it is? There we are. Wow, you're looking
Somebody tell the Birch community Double L's in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow, you're looking pretty Kentucky today, my friend.
He's looking pretty New York City. Haven't been out of the house lately, right now.
Always looking Kentucky. I got to say, I'm digging Ross's hair, and your sweater be nice, David.
I know, and we got David up there. It's totally unshowered.
What? First of all,
What are you talking about?
Baby. I got a shower.
He's on lockdown. That's all he has time to do.
My hair is long as shit now.
Oh yeah, I've not been to the barber since like early February or something like that.
Yeah. I'm out on going to the barber. You know what? I'm just gonna grow it out. I have long hair. I haven't grown out for a long time. Just gonna grow it out. Fuck the McGregor look. I used to do that. I'm out on that. I'm gonna leave that on Ross now. Ross can go ahead and rock that.
I love you. I like your look, David. I mean, it's very Jewish. I love your look.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
The sweater.
Wow. We didn't get reasons here.
This is unfiltered, right? So, anyway, Lloyd, we were talking about the 50 BTC. What's your take on it? What do you tell us, buddy? Tell us what you think.
The 40. He means the 40.
Yeah, the 40. Yeah, why do people keep moving 40 out of these wallets from forever again?
Multiple times, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. If I ever find the keys to the wallet that I mined BTC into back those days, I'm moving it all. I'm not leaving 10 in there.
Yeah.
So what's your take on it then? What do you think?
I don't know. Why does this kind of keep happening? During big market events like around halvings and things like that. It's kind of bizarre.
It'd be funny if it was an exit scam.
Could be, yeah. BTC
the biggest
exit scam. Yeah.
The biggest exit scam in the history of the world.
You know what? I can like right now. You saying that? I'm sitting back. I can see it. I can see all of it. You know how
you're nuts.
Crazy. We sit back. We're talking about it. You imagine the old accounts pull out.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine the unfiltered episode after that?
There would be none.
Would be completely uncrypto. So, Lloyd, what do you think? We were talking earlier about Litecoin and Atari. What's your take on that, brother?
I briefly read up on it. What all are they trying to do? Are they like a payment system throughout like the Atari ecosystem? I don't even know what Atari does these days, to be quite honest with you. So
see, I'm not the only one.
No, you're not. Yeah. Wow.
Here,
I'm not the only one. I said it.
Here, let me share screens with you guys. I'll give you a quick little look here.
That's very interesting that Lloyd said that because, yeah, David, you're right on.
Here's the vision. Casinos, skills matter, safety priority, liquidity, easy integration, much more. Well, I can see the casino and the liquidity. That makes sense for...
It totally does. But let me tell you, brother, about casinos. Yeah. I mean, maybe I don't want to shill a project I'm involved in, but Casino Coin's got the blockchain. So, I mean,
You know what I don't like about token sales like this?
Wait. So Atari's running an online casino?
Apparently, it's coming.
What are they going to be? Are they in ERC 20?
I don't know.
Is that what?
Roulette, poker, blackjack.
They'd be better off building off the casino coin blockchain.
But here, you went ahead and showed that just now, right? I mean, okay, they're using the name to build a token. I mean, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, what else are you? What are you bringing to? Like, why am I going to go ahead and buy Atari token?
You know what? In 2017, people wouldn't ask that question. So I'm glad that your instincts are to ask that, and hopefully other people have the same thing. Because in 2017, people would just start pumping money into it. That's what happened with ICOs.
Millions. It would have already been.
People are too smart now.
It would have been.
And you know what I don't like about token sales and the ICOs? When they run it like that and they say it's 8 cents now, and then it's going to be more later, and it's more later, and then if they release it to an exchange, it dumps. And the people who bought in late, they get screwed.
Yeah.
Well, that's the game. I mean, you go ahead and price it up, and then I'm hitting the exchange, and I'm getting my money. If I'm buying it at 2 and it's 10, why am I holding it?
So let me ask you guys an important question. So that business model, ICO, token release, prices jumping onto exchanges with a limited supply, versus what some companies are doing now, which is new, a continuous token offering with no limit to supply, but a steady release to it. So that this urgency to buy the token is only there if there's a utility value.
Yeah, I think it's a more honest approach.
Mm-hmm.
I think it puts a lot of weight on the shoulders of the development company. Yeah. You can't just put FOMO into the market and hope people buy it. It has to be useful.
Yeah, you have to build something if you're going to go that route. So, yeah.
What,
I really like, I was just thinking about it earlier today. I don't know if you guys use the Brave browser. You guys familiar with that?
Yeah.
So, I've been using that for a while, and that was a great idea, raising money through an ICO for that, so you could develop your product. But now they take real advertising dollars from the companies that advertise on their platform, and then they pay out BAT tokens to end users.
Yep.
That then get traded on a secondary, on the secondary markets. So that's a pretty smart idea.
It's awesome.
And one of the few very successful ICO projects I've ever seen.
I love that. That is some forward thinking when they put that out.
Yeah.
I think that's the type of thing where, new users to something like that who they don't understand cryptocurrency at first, and it's just it's a number of foreign concepts. They can just start using it, but they really won't understand it right away.
Yeah.
It's not a huge learning curve though. It's not too bad.
No, and they try to make it a little bit easier. They, like, if you enable an advertising account with them, it shows your balance and everything in there. I've got an assistant that just walked back here, guys. I might have to drop off in a minute if she gets loud.
What do you got your kids?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I told you my wife's gone. I got all the kids.
Oh,
not a boy.
Put them on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just tweeting and Blockfolio and like crazy for you there a few minutes ago, Mark. I had to lock all the kids in a bedroom. I'm like, get in there.
Oh, I haven't even
caught up. Currency handle.
I haven't even caught up at all. Like I went from that press release with Econ Cash to this, and I haven't even really haven't caught up, man.
Oh yeah, I know. I was happy to let you do the talking, and I'll do all the tweeting. That's fine with me.
Oh man, I appreciate that, and that's what family's all about.
Yeah.
We're always you're grinding it out, so it's like there he's gone, done.
Paused.
I know he's.
Oh, there. There he is.
Yeah, I was just trying to mute my mic because little man's being loud.
How'd all that tweeting go? It was probably pretty crazy, eh?
Oh no, it went good. Oh, here's the mute button. I never used this on a phone. No, it went good. It went good. Everything was fine. I did a
Nice.
push on Blockfolio and Twitter and Facebook and all the good stuff.
I'm totally excited about that partnership. I really am.
Yeah.
Oh, what do we got?
Okay, guys, I'm going to drop off so you don't have to listen to too much more baby talk.
All right, brother.
But y'all have a great evening, and I'll catch you again sometime soon.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Good to see you, Lloyd.
Guys, anybody seen? You guys, I know we talk, blockchain and crypto, but anybody seen Mike Tyson lately?
Yeah, ripping it up.
Hold on.
Absolutely.
Let me share the screen, bro.
Absolutely.
Share it. What's he gonna do?
He's gonna fight Muhammad Ali.
No, he's not.
Look at this. You guys see this?
Yep. Oh yeah.
I saw this.
Beast. Absolute beast.
How old is he? 55?
53, I think.
53.
53 years old. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah.
Do you think he has more muscle right now than when he retired?
Did you see the one, like the first one, it was savage, where it was like he was boxing his kid or something? It was like, wow.
I mean, I see tweets before this video came out where people are talking about, hey, I can go ahead and take him on. I'm willing to stand in the ring with Tyson.
Man.
And take a shot. Are you insane?
Oh.
Do you want brain damage? Like, are you? Listen, if you're willing to go ahead and die, just so you can go ahead and give off 20 million to your family.
I've had enough concussions where I would
listen.
Not do that.
He's so successful already. I mean, I've seen him. I've met him multiple times for sure. Actually, I think I have a hat here with an autograph. Anyway, whatever. But that guy, if he gets back into the ring, it's so much money. It's like printing money and I think he should get back in the ring.
Well, they offered him like 20 million to do bare knuckle fighting against somebody.
Wow.
What?
Wow. Bare knuckle?
That's like Kimbo's Slice stuff, man.
Yeah, but I can see some promoter saying, you know what, this would be a huge event because people would tune in for Mike.
Yeah.
I'd pay it, and you would see he legitimately can make. Listen, if Conor McGregor made $100 million fighting Floyd, you put Mike Tyson back in the ring at 53 with the way he's training, those clips all cut up now, ready to go, and you go ahead and maybe put in Evander Holyfield. But Evander said something where it would be like I'd fight him, but he can't knock me out. So I have no clue what that even means. So let's push him to the side. You bring in any boxer and you go ahead and let them go, I guarantee you it'll be one of the top pay-per-views of the year.
Who did he say he was going to fight? Was it Holyfield that said he would? He's coming back too?
He's coming back, 57.
There we go. So it's those two that I think they offered a couple million to fight. But Tyson, here's the thing with Tyson. It's so generational. The guys that respect Tyson have the money to pay it. They have no problem paying to see it live. It's the generation.
Right.
I would really say Mike Tyson, if he does 12 months, a year and a half of training, would knock out any one of the top heavyweights in the division right now. Now, people will probably comment and say that I'm crazy. I'm not, because they'll go point back to 15 years ago to where, he went up against Lewis, the other guy who knocked him out, who was a nobody. But I really believe Mike's mindset wasn't there. It wasn't there. He was just fighting to get a paycheck, but mentally he wasn't there. Now the new Mike, this dude's happy. This dude's happy. He's in a good place. He's probably in the same place he was when Casamaro was around. Sorry if I butchered the name, but when his father figure was around, he was in a great place. And if he didn't die and he was handled correctly, guarantee you, Tyson would go. I still think he's one of the greatest of all time, but there wouldn't be any question marks. No question marks at all. That guy was fierce.
Yeah. That's some pretty wild stuff.
Oh, I just got a message
Did
from
you see
Ashton.
Did you see those guys that are gonna box the Mountain? How do you say his name? Halvor Bjornsson, and that other guy from Britain. Huge guys.
Who?
You know the Mountain from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'm just messing around.
What's the other guy's name? I forget his name.
I have no clue.
They're having a fight in like a year and a half, and it's just like, good grief, that's a long time to do anything.
I'm gonna go pay to see Tyson, man. If he comes, I will go to that fight. I'm gonna definitely go into that fight.
For me personally, I mean, that's right now, especially with no sports on, you're gonna have so many people that tune in.
Man, do you guys want to go? If Tyson fights, do you guys want to all go? The three of us?
Why not? We can go ahead and do a live show there.
Yo, why not? Let's just do our Unfiltered right from there. We'll just do our podcast live right from there.
Eddie Hall is fighting Bjornsson. Those two are monsters. These are the guys that can lift 1,000 pounds.
Oh.
What do you think about, you know what got my interest so far? Obviously we're all stuck, due to the pandemic, we're here, right? Anybody watch the slap boxing competition?
I've watched that. That is insane.
What is it?
The slap boxing they slap each other.
They stand at an arm wrestling table and take turns slapping each other.
Oh, I think I saw that on.
They knock each other out with a slap.
You've never seen it?
I think I saw a clip of it the other day, but bring one up. I want to see this. Bring one up.
Do you see that? There's the one big guy and there's this little guy full of tattoos.
Yeah, I saw that one.
He's got his eyes like tattooed, I think, or maybe he's got contacts in or something. Like
you can get the eyeball tattoos now, I think.
I think that everyone was going blind from doing that.
Slap boxing, it's called.
All right, so this dude all right, so I was watching this, and this dude is like off the chains.
We can't see it.
Share the screen.
Trying.
There we. Oh my.
Watch
Wow.
it.
Oh. Oh! Oh my God.
That's a sport.
Now,
Wow.
do we really have nothing to do?
Dude, that's.
I would watch darts right now.
No, but fine, okay. But this, I'm talking about you're hitting somebody's jaw, right? So
Yeah.
you're definitely, and you're catching them here, right, by the ear.
Mm-hmm.
So potentially, most likely, you're getting a concussion, some sort of concussion.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? Are we bad?
That's
Are we
wild.
bad with stuff? Look at this. Look at this.
Guess how many concussions I've had?
How do you prepare for that?
I have had.
Oh.
I've personally had 10 concussions.
What?
I've had 2 major concussions from sports, and 8 other ones from skiing, snowboarding, and mostly hockey. Catching an elbow to the chin, and man, it starts to catch up with you real quick.
Was it something like this?
Oh, look at that.
Worse than the ones that I've had at hockey are worse than that, because someone's going past you at 20 kilometers an hour and pops their elbow out. It's way worse.
Oh.
And that he was just like, and this is the guy in the red shirt is like the heavyweight champion.
Oh, I've seen that guy.
Like,
Oh man.
I mean, me when I see this, I see people just like there's nothing to do. Like these
Well,
new sports are
Obviously, it's in Russia. Russia does some crazy stuff. You know, there's no regulation. There's no fighting, board like they have in the States and in Vegas. Russia has 5-on-5 MMA fighting, things like that. Have you seen that? It's ridiculous.
Ashton can't come on, he said.
Too bad.
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, so excited to talk to him too.
Anyway, I was going to say though, Ross, you bring up I played hockey. People don't realize like you're skating 25 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
They're on.
No, not that fast, but pretty fast.
Well, I was always.
Well, I'm not that fast.
I always blazed. So, for me, like it just takes a split second. People like always keep your head up. Yeah, you always keep your head up. You're taught like as a kid to keep your head up.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to look down, and that split second that you look down is when especially if you get hit in the chest.
Mm-hmm.
That just like Kasperitis on Lindros.
Yeah.
Kasperitis gave Lindros his first concussion, and that just ended his career. As soon as he hit Lindros, I know a lot of people aren't into hockey, but we're going to educate you right now. As soon as Darius Kasperitis, one of the hardest hitting, defensemen in the league at the time, hit Lindros, it was over. Like I already knew, like this dude's done. And if you're looking that up to share it, cool. Because at the end of the day,
I want to see this.
Kasperitis ended Eric Lindros' career.
Yeah.
And then you had, so you know what scared me a little bit? I don't like him, but Sidney Crosby. So Sidney gets a concussion, and then a concussion, and I'm starting to think, you know what? This guy is going to end up like Lindros.
What's this one?
This one, right, the Kasperitis.
Oh, here we go.
Right there, boom.
I'll rewind it again.
Here it comes.
I knew that when he hit him, that it wasn't a dirty hit.
What, he just caught him high? Lindros is a big guy, too.
He's a big boy, yep.
That's John Davidson's name, right? Yeah, that's John Davidson.
Let's see this replay. Here it is.
That's crazy.
It comes. Pop! Oh, right in the face.
Wasn't that bad of a hit.
Yeah, but you know what? He had his feet.
That's rough.
It was I thought it was a clean hit.
Oh, right on the chin.
He had his head down.
Oh,
He had his head down.
I
And
thought-
Lindros is huge. Lindros is a big, big, big boy.
Yeah, but that family had weak chins. I mean, you had Brett Lindros, who played for the Islanders, who, I think his first game, whatever.
Yeah.
Concussion after concussion. And then Lindros himself. I mean, when the Rangers traded for him, I thought it was a horrible move. I mean, I thought Eric Lindros should have retired. I mean, after that hit from Kevin Stevens, he should have never came back. I understand your passion for the game, and this goes for all sports. I mean, I understand the passion, and for them, the passion's probably 10 times what my passion is for the game.
Yeah.
But at some point, you got to say, hey, I don't, CTE is real. I mean, you're gonna end up, there's a ton of stories, people just committing, God forbid, suicide, and like,
Yeah.
why end that way? And you see a lot of NFL players retiring now at a young age, 28, 29.
Yeah.
And the main reason and concern is CTE.
They say the NFL, every game is like being in a car accident.
Yeah. Well, what is hockey? I mean, the spotlight is
man.
on football, understandable. But if you ask any football player, they'll tell you that hockey's more dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
It's faster.
we're talking about a faster equipment. Boom. I mean, how many concussions have gone unnoticed in hockey?
Yeah, the players,
No,
they
no.
don't want to leave the bench if they have a concussion. They don't care.
You know how hockey players are. They lose a tooth, all that. We don't care. We're playing.
I
No
took a
offense to other sports, but you get hit by a baseball, you know, in the shoulder, you're out for five games. I mean, a hockey player gets hit in the mouth with a puck, he's back with missing 17 teeth.
Mm-hmm.
I took a hit kind of like that one that Lindros took at rec league hockey about 3 years ago, where I was lunging for a puck at center ice, and this guy planted his shoulder right on my face, right on the nose, blew my nose up, and he went flying because I outweighed him, and I was wrecked. It took me about 6 months to get over the concussion symptoms. And even, it's like you're okay, but, you know, concussions, they stack up on top of one another. The more concussions you get, the worse it is, and the longer it takes to get over them.
A lot of great players have to retire. Mike Richter, I remember, just like he's a goalie, he just got like tapped a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Came back, somebody tapped him, and the tap wasn't even hard.
Mm-hmm.
Retired. I mean, like,
Smart.
had no other choice. I mean, you know, you just listen. If somebody's gonna tap you, Pelle Fontaine. I know I'm going way back, like Atari. You know, like Pelle Fontaine, great player. Concussion. I mean, the game, and look, sports now, players are getting bigger. Boxers are huge. I mean, when Mike Tyson was boxing, I mean, now if he goes into the boxing ring, he's a lightweight,
Yeah.
light heavyweight. I mean, seriously, like compared to these guys that are 280. What's the point of watching these kind of boxing matches, though?
That's
Seriously,
heavy.
like,
Those guys
it's
can't go
not even
12
entertaining.
rounds.
But do you find this entertaining? Like, I don't. A guy with 280, they're just swinging.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what I find entertaining, I know, listen, I'm not a big fan of Floyd, but I like, you know, like combos and like people like playing defense, not watching something like, you know, guy throws 3 punches, he's tired, they're hugging.
I like people to see people who they enjoy, like, let's say MMA or boxing, and they've never watched hockey before. And then they're like, they're fighting. He's like, they're not allowed to do that. And you're like, yeah, they're allowed to do that. And they're like, what? It's fascinating.
That's the first reaction.
Yeah.
Like, they're allowed to fight, but anybody who goes to a live hockey game becomes a hockey fan.
Mm-hmm. Is it the only sport where you're allowed to fight?
Yeah.
It must be.
Well, you can fight in baseball, but you guess, yeah. I mean, you can't you run at the pitcher?
I think so. Get tossed.
That'd be Mark.
That's what you do when you're done. You're like, I'm out of here. I'll just go after someone so I can go shower up.
Yep.
Back to blockchain. As we went ahead and did the 10-minute sports review.
You know what's awesome is there was a major sell-off today, and nobody's really too concerned about it. Nobody's talking about it.
There was a sell-off?
Yeah, I really honestly, you know, for me to go, the best trader in the world, mate. For me to constantly look at the market, I got to take a day off, so I took a day off today. But for me, being one of the best and greatest day traders in the history of trading, for me to look at it constantly, it makes no sense.
I like
I
that.
mean, I like that you're one of the best day traders in history, for sure, of all time, and you don't even charge people for advice. That's what I appreciate.
But don't, why? I don't even share it.
I mean,
You see, this is the problem with our community. Getting back to real shit, right? So the problem with our community is if you are a great day trader, and you know what you're doing, you're not going on crypto Twitter Fin Twitter, stock market Twitter. What is that? What is he holding?
He's reading the magazine.
Wow. Oh, that's my interview about how I went ahead and. Oh, I got you. Okay, go ahead. Keep reading. Tell me how you liked it. But seriously, like, if you're so great at day trading, why would you ever tell anybody how you trade?
Why would you sell a course on Instagram?
But hold up. How, you know what? This is why people want to make money fast. Mm-hmm. And the problem is that you can go ahead and develop some whack ass Twitter handle, come on to Twitter, show a bunch of charts that you probably stole from TradingView, and say that I went ahead and scored this, and that, and that, and that. And then you get followers and they're like, oh, great. And you have people that look at these charts that have no clue what a MACD is or what a dead count bounce is. They don't have an idea, but it just looks sexy. So now I take my $30,000, all that I have left, I go ahead and invest it, and I lose it in 2 days.
Yeah.
And that's because people are irresponsible. And I'm talking about those that go ahead and put up those charts. Then they charge you $25 to go ahead and view their charts. Look, I can't take it away. There's some people that are probably good at it. No doubt about it. I probably know 1 or 2 that are good at it. And they just post it up there. And they charge for their courses. Fine. You should be, look, this is America. I'm speaking from my standpoint. Capitalism is the greatest thing in the world. So you know what? You want to capitalize. Person wants to go ahead and do it. God bless. But you know what's going to happen. A person who's never traded has no idea what they're doing. Absolutely zero. So he might get lucky on his first trade, but everything else, I guarantee you that P&L is horrific.
That's an expensive way to learn.
But every single day trader loses about $35,000.
I'm gonna be so pissed when I try out day trading. I'm gonna be so pissed when I lose my $10 bag.
Just try it on paper. You don't have to invest real money. Try it on paper.
Like I'll be heartbroken. I'm gonna lose $100, and I'm gonna be so heartbroken. I might quit crypto.
The worst thing is,
and then I'm gonna go on Twitter and I'm gonna talk about how bad everybody else is because I lost my $100.
You know what the problem is? When I say to people you should trade on paper, nobody does it because I don't know why they just don't try it.
I'm not trading anything, man.
I would trade stocks on paper in high school to see how I did, so I could learn. But I think the real way to do it is to invest $100, and if you want, day trade that, and then you can see what percentages you're making, what you're not making, what you're losing. That's an all right way to learn. If you really have to do it, you're not going to trade on paper.
I just think that you got to be all in, and you got to have balls of steel.
What's discouraging to me is that people, they don't want to trade, which is fair because they're nervous about losing their money or putting, it takes a lot of effort. So they hodl their crypto and they have to pump the market and pump new investors to reach a new all-time high to really achieve anything that they want. That's unfortunate because you will get Bitcoin maximalists that will tell people to enter the market. Even now, like as we approach 10,000, the market's not going to 15,000 anytime in the next 30, 60, 90 days. And people that pump and get people to FOMO in now, that sort of thing, it costs them their life savings or a huge portion of what they may have.
Bitcoin will go to 3,000.
I see projections even lower than that.
Not financial advice. I'm just
really
my personal opinion is that I don't see this whole we're running to the moon. I don't have that feeling.
You know what I loved seeing today? I was on presentation by Coin Agenda, and they had some really smart people on, and one of them was quantifying if Bitcoin is going to have a new all-time high, what the trading volume would have to be to support that. I love quantifying statistics
It'd be a
like
trill.
that.
How much would it be? $1 trillion?
No, it's if you want to see at this point where the market is, he was stating things like if you want to see Bitcoin at 25,000 US, the daily trading volume is going to have to maintain around 100 billion per day.
Wow.
And we peaked at 72 a while back, and we weren't even close. So that is some realistic data. I love sort of stats.
I mean, the money's out there, but I mean, do you think the reported volume is real? Or do you think a couple of zeros are added to it? I mean,
is the reported volume real anywhere?
Well, have you guys compared reported volume versus adjusted volume on CoinMarketCap? It's drastically differently.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Now, reported volume is per day, and adjusted volume is a continuing average.
Right.
So those are two different data metrics, but they are extremely different. So if something spikes in there, and by reported volume pumps up by adjusted volume, then a whale is funneling funds, for example, from Tether through one exchange, or maybe two.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary stuff.
All I gotta say is that, eventually we will. I feel personally that we will go ahead and, hit all-time highs with Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't feel it's yet. Right now, it's not there. And we keep pushing it. The agenda keeps being pushed out on all the social media platforms, and as soon as we hit over 10, oh my God! Yeah, listen, it's a great feeling. I get it. It's nice to see it, but can we have some educators come on and just go ahead and say, chill, it's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
I get the hopium. I was big on hopium, but now it's real. Let's look at it. Is this real? What's causing it to go up? Have we looked at it? No. It's nice the way it's moving. It's steady, holding at in the 9,000s. Great, but in an instant, it can drop $2,000. We know this market. You don't even have to go ahead and know how to read a chart. You can just look at the number.
Yeah.
It doesn't even faze me anymore when it drops and goes up. It doesn't faze me because I don't really care.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Right now, I'm focused on PAC Global. We talked about that. I'm focused on, the charity work that PAC Global does.
Yeah.
To me, everything, I'm big on charity.
Uh-huh.
When it comes to charity, I'm big on it. And, edible food forests. I mean, that's awesome for, third world countries.
Can we get some of the guys from PAC on to the show?
Absolutely. They're ready.
That would be awesome.
They're ready. Drew, who's the CEO, would love to go ahead and come on to go ahead and just talk. And, yeah.
Why not?
Next, not this week, not this Sunday, because we have our guests coming on at 8 p.m. On Blockchain Business Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
But next week after that, he would love to come on.
Next week after that, we have Jimmy coming on. He's the new CEO of Hut 8 Mining. And then after that, we're open.
Okay, I guess that. But at the end of the day, you know what? People coming into this environment right now, you don't have people that really understand what Bitcoin is, number one. Number two, the first thing they do is they'll buy Bitcoin, but they're looking to go ahead and get into something that's cheap.
Mm-hmm.
That's just crazy. It makes no sense.
Because they don't understand. That's the problem. And there's nobody to educate them on, listen, if you buy a fraction of Bitcoin, you're potentially going to get more money out of it than you would, buying X coin, which is 0.01. I mean, But that's people's mentality. Like people, that is probably going to be the next Bitcoin, so I'm going after it.
I understand that. Like, people are waiting for alt season and they want to trade alts. They love it. But those are people who are in the industry and who understand it. And they see, you see the people who have become extremely wealthy from making small investments out of pure luck, and it's not doable again.
People who had Bitcoin, okay, how many times did we say this? People who had Bitcoin, you know, they weren't, no disrespect, they weren't smart. They just fell into it.
Mm-hmm.
They bought Bitcoin because it was like, hey, I'll just buy Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
And then they didn't know it was going to 17. Please stop.
No.
Like, nobody knew it was going to all-time high in 19 and change. Nobody knew that. But if you were lucky enough to buy it for like 8 cents, God bless you.
Most of those people cashed out anyways.
But the whole thing is that people that went ahead and bought it at 8 cents are now on social media pretending like they're Warren Buffett. That's the problem. I don't know if you guys noticed, but that's the problem that we do have.
Yeah.
You know how much time Warren Buffett has spent in his life sitting at home reading annual reports of corporations? Like, good grief. I think he spent a large percentage of his life doing that.
And I guarantee you the large percent that hold, a lot of Bitcoin have done the same thing.
I bet those people, a lot of people haven't even read the Bitcoin white paper front to back.
They haven't. 100%. And I was being extremely sarcastic with my last remark. And that's just saying that all the Tone Bays of the world fell into this shit, and now they act like they know something.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people will say, "Oh, you're just getting on him because you went head to head with him on a different show, and he just got under your skin." Yeah, fuck that, he did. And
Crypto Pony.
No, I went and debated about XRP on Block Live TV,
mm-hmm.
and it was me versus him. And if I knew I can cuss on there, and I can really get going, I would have. I really didn't know that, it was just like all, fuck that, this unfiltered. Everything was just like pushed to him. Like, it was like, I almost felt like it was geared to him to go ahead and destroy me along with XRP. And I was an idiot. I didn't go ahead and flex my muscles at all. I sat there like a good boy because I wanted to make sure that G Media wouldn't be touched. Fuck that. That's not what people want to see. People wanted to see me body slam the motherfucker.
Sometimes you see these debates and it's just like, yeah, you'll see one guy that goes off the handle, disrespectful. I'm not saying you. I'm saying like maybe Tone and his approach, how it's unreasonable sometimes. And I've seen a debate on the Bitcoin cruise with, who was it? It was Roger Ver and Jimmy Song, I think. And it's just like, there's no winner here. This is because of one person, or sometimes because of both. It's like, this is entertaining, but this has no value.
This is like wrestling. So
yeah.
like you have Stone Cold Steve Austin on the mic and
yeah.
The Rock. It's like who's more electrifying that night,
mm-hmm.
and who's the crowd going to side with?
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, there is no winner.
No.
I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody believes that they have their facts when there is no facts. I don't believe there's many facts. There can be one or two, but your opinion does not equal facts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. And like this, listen, you got the OGs. The OGs, whatever they say, you got these people just follow them and say, yeah, whatever they said is right. Yeah. And meanwhile, the person that's, actually right is getting trolled. So that's our community right now. And that's why, we talked about this with Miguel. Miguel was probably the first person that came onto this show. It's
full of ego.
It's just ego, real bad ego.
Mm-hmm.
And you have people that scream adoption, adoption, adoption. I want everybody in. We need to get everybody. We need to go out there.
It's not going to happen. You know what I'm realizing now with the industry? This whole push for adoption, this push for education, it's over. We're at the edge of a time period where the public has really had their opportunity to adopt in the industry, and most people have said no, it's not for them, it's not for me, it's too complicated. And now the institutional players are coming on board and they're taking over the industry, and it's going to be pretty unfortunate for a lot of people who have missed opportunities, and it's not their fault, but it's changing right now.
You think that we will never see a bull run again?
I think we will see a bull run, but I think it's not like the general public will be just thriving off of it. There will be a select few that enjoy it, and they've put in the work to learn the industry and to understand both traditional finance and the blockchain industry, and they will benefit from it. But it's like any other currency in the world. 80% of it is owned by the elite or more, and the general public owns the rest, and the poor has none. The middle class is disappearing, and it's included in our industry as well.
It's, I think the people that'll come out making money are the ones that get in the right. It's kind of like the lottery. It's the ones that get into the right altcoins. And then when Bitcoin goes up, and then the alts push, if you're in the right one, you're gonna come out. You're gonna come out good, especially if you buy, let's say, 13 million of something.
Yeah.
One stat.
But I think we had blind investments in the last bull run, and now you have people who are much more protective of their money. They don't invest in speculation. They only look for actual companies and products. Whether you're looking for centralized or decentralized platforms, people are a lot smarter right now. So I don't think people are going to just randomly pick altcoins and benefit from them. I think that's over. I hope that's over, at least, because if companies are successful from blind investment, then that's an unstable industry.
I'm going to disagree, just because I think that we're talking about the crowd that's been in here since 17.
That's true.
That went ahead and went into every single new thing that popped up, invested, and now holding bags. I do believe that the next run, you'll see a new breed of investor. Same one from 17 come in, do rinse and repeat, do the same exact thing, and the sharks that have been here will take advantage of it.
Yeah.
That's really it.
You think there's people now getting ready for another bull run who are just they're buying up altcoins and they don't really know much about them? Yes and no. I think you have people that are going after, like, look, anybody who went ahead and bought Digibyte. Me and Mark talked about this. If you bought Digibyte when it was low, I'm talking about low, and it pushed up to 2 cents, and you bought, like, let's say 13 million coin, you made out well. Yeah, I made good money off Digibyte in 2018. It was great.
But I'm saying, like, even right now, where it's like kind of like dead.
Yeah.
If you went ahead and made that, if you did that pickup, man, you won. I believe that you'll have the 2017 consumer come in here on the next bull run, but it has to be, the only way that this is going to take off is if Bitcoin hits 14 to 15,000.
Yeah, that's true.
That's when you're gonna have CNBC, you're gonna have all these media outlets covering this thing like crazy.
Yeah.
Saying, look at Bitcoin, look at Bitcoin, look at Bitcoin, look at Bitcoin. You're gonna have back, you're gonna have Fidelity, you're gonna have every single body pushing it, marketing it. You're gonna see people on Google ads with a marketing campaign, so like, hey, let me go ahead and teach you what Bitcoin is. You're gonna have it all over social media. Boom. People are gonna see it, and first time investors are gonna get into this place, do the same thing that they did invest into low caps right after they buy Bitcoin and spend all the Bitcoin on the low caps, you're gonna see it.
You know what's gonna happen? All these
we're definitely gonna go to 1.2 trillion.
All these freaking podcasters and stuff out there, as soon as it goes to 15 above 20, these guys are going to start charging memberships again. It's going to be crazy. All these new people are going to get sucked into these guys saying, hey, $25 a month and you get, free access to my podcast. That's what it's going to be like.
Listen, somebody wants to pay for somebody's podcast. I don't care. Listen, you want to pay for somebody, if you really trust somebody that they can lead you into the right direction, by all means, I'll pay the $50 if I feel that somebody's going to take. That's up to that person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that whole thing with the, paid groups and stuff. Listen, there's paid groups in other industries. There's paid groups to go ahead and sign up to go ahead and get exclusive stats or fantasy football stuff and shit. Okay, so why can't somebody create a paid membership group on crypto Twitter or whatever blockchain? I mean, people should be able or entitled to, as long as they know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, I'm not one against that, unless it's one that's, they're in it for the wrong reasons. Obviously, there's guys that just go ahead and steal other people's materials. They'll go ahead and post it, act like it's theirs, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And then charge people. So I get that. I get it, Mark. I get it from that standpoint.
Yeah, it's true.
But one thing that what you will see, though, I truly believe, is better projects. You'll see better projects now, and less glorious white papers. That's what you're gonna see now. Because honestly, if you look at most of the projects now that are coming out, they're good projects. They're good projects. It's just at the end of the day, they came too late. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say they're late. I want to say that they came late. They're going to be stuck here, and now it's about survival. Because none of them market. We talked about this with Digi. He would love to market. He thinks he should market.
Yep.
We hear that all the time, but they're not able to.
Well, let's go back to Atari. They can afford to market. And in all fairness, they're maybe one of the only companies that has a partnership inside of crypto where they're outside of crypto. Atari isn't going to care what crypto Twitter thinks, because they're not focused on crypto. They're outside. They're in the real world. That's why I think it's a good partnership.
And there you go. You said it. I think you're right on that. That's where we aren't. We are not outside the crypto world.
But Atari is.
And they might, because of that, be able to go ahead and become a token that's worth a lot of money. Just because they are outside and they're in esports. So esports is big because how do you go ahead and play Fortnite?
That's right.
You need V-Bucks, right? I mean,
are they? But they're an ERC-20, I think.
Are they? I mean, again, I'm not really interested, but I'll look in because you have to. As a day trader, you have to go.
Did Atari say what they're opening up at? What their sale was yet?
8 cents.
8 cents?
And the next rounds are to be determined.
I wonder if people reach their cap.
Oh, we talked about that. Yeah, 8 cents and then 2 to be determined. It's like, what a man. I know.
So then they make up the price. I mean, what do we have here?
That's exactly it. I know another company that did that too, and they just got squashed.
The problem with that, I've seen guys where they will take something like that and dump their life savings into a token, 40, 50K, whatever. And then the next round, and they say, I've doubled my money. It's worth 16 cents now. And it's like, no, you haven't. That's a speculated assigned value, and you cannot liquidate. It isn't. You have not doubled your money. And this is why outside of the blockchain industry, there's accredited investors. We don't have that in crypto. So it's good in one sense, but there's no protections for the public, and they get roasted. this crowdfunding is I don't know.
Wait a minute. So if
Like
Atari's
there's
running,
no ethics.
wait a minute. If Atari's running a token sale and they're a U.S. company, and wait a minute, so they're security.
Is it?
So it would have to be.
Unless they
Oh, look what we got on. Look
they
who's-
assign the same value for 8 cents and it doesn't increase.
It's going to be it's in the US, it's going to be a security. And especially when they're doing gaming, they're going to have a hard challenge. They're going to have a really hard time getting into casinos. I'm just saying into the regulated area. They're going to have a really hard time doing that.
I bet.
But it's Atari. I'm sure they have at least a couple of people left in their company. So
Yeah.
That's
Who's joining
what a
us?
shot.
Hobie. But it's his episode. Hobie Talk episode 1. That's okay. I mean, it's like an unfiltered. It's like a photo bomb, except it's a podcast bomb with Hobie.
We now
Hey,
go ahead and send out a link to one lucky person.
Hobie Bo.
Come on here and be the next Avery.
Yeah, you should send one lucky. Send it out. Send.
You
Just
do
say.
it. Do it. You're good at that.
Hold on.
Send
I'm
it out
just
to
gonna.
Twitter.
Okay.
You know what? Send
what?
it out to Twitter. Let's see.
Yeah,
It comes
yeah.
on here right now.
I'm gonna right now. We are gonna take one lucky person. 1 second here. Bam, bam, bam. Let's go. Oh, how do I do this here?
Just give somebody the lucky link.
Boom, boom, boom. I'll post the whole thing.
Let's see
And
who joins up.
here we go. Boom. Boom. Zoom meeting ID. Yep. Here we go. One lucky person.
You make it sound like 2 people can't follow the link.
There we go. No, we have to let them in.
Oh.
Who's coming in? It's a free for all. Who's coming in?
Let's see who comes.
It's a free for all.
And I'll retweet it. And this person has legitimately 8 minutes. 8 minutes.
Say it again. You have 8 minutes to come in.
No, you have like a minute, but we have 8 minutes left. So unless you become very interesting, we'll keep it on.
There we go. Bam. Who's coming in? It's a free for all with David. There we go. Bam. All right. It's free for all. Let's just see.
How's everyone doing?
What's going
Good.
on?
How are you?
What's going on, brother?
Good, guys. I just woke up. Sorry about that. Definitely
Wait.
had. Yeah.
Well, you look good. I mean, for just waking up, you look great.
Yeah, really, really on point.
Yeah. I mean, Howie Bull's gotta relax.
Well, yeah, it looks like it. I mean, where's your video, brother?
I gotta get it going. Hold on. Just give me a couple minutes.
Wow, I just
Kick-
got followed by COVID coin.
COVID coin? Nice.
Are
Nice.
you kidding me?
We should invite Atari on. Whoa, I almost fell off my chair there. We should have invited Atari on, man. Actually, let's get Atari on our podcast. You want to?
Did you ever see the interview with Atari? I think
Oh! There's our guy I tweeted out right there, David.
Hold on. Oh, this is my boy right here. This is my boy.
We should have invited Atari on that. No, but this is I sent a link. I sent a link out.
we're getting a
Who's
loop.
this?
I'm in.
This is Brian Harris. I know this guy.
Dude, I'm
Well,
coming in.
His lights are off too, like Lloyd, like
We're
double
coming
O.
in. I'm coming in. I'm drinking some wine.
Yeah, it's
Well
nice,
done.
man.
What's going
How's
on?
it going, boys? Gokhshtein, how you doing?
Good. What's going on, man?
Dude, I've been quiet with you, but you've been killing it.
Thank you, bro.
Hey,
no,
you're-
the wine hitting you.
Sounds like he's from Brooklyn.
No,
Oh.
South Jersey, exit 3.
Oh,
Now living in North Carolina.
Oh.
yeah.
We like to call this episode "Anybody Can Come the Fuck On and Talk."
Yeah,
That's
it's
exactly what
totally.
it's called.
That is tremendous. I love it. I love it.
So what's going on? Tell us something. Educate us. Educate us three. Ross, Mark, myself,
And Hobie Ball.
and Hope. Sorry.
So I'm fascinated, but I've been in the crypto market for a while. I've been in cybersecurity. I'm in analytics, that whole world. So I do that. But in crypto, it's like, it's not, it's like as it becomes more widely adopted, the volatility is going down. So there's this whole, not everywhere. Chainlink is interesting to me because I think it's kind of that whole leap to the physical world that's making that interesting. But as I was saying, I think I posted in the one question is that as some of these remittance strategies become more popular, the volatility has to stabilize, because there's just this need for the value to hold while the consensus, flows. So it is a weird state. You guys are talking about like kind of what's the next leg up in, massive, turn in trading. And I'm trying to figure out where that's at, because I feel like, XRP, and in some ways, like you look at the original crypto, take Bitcoin out aside because it's got a smaller, essentially outstanding set, like as far as total share count. But if you take those out, like what do you guys see is the next kind of leg up in set of cryptos that are going to see, demand that will see volatility? Because I'm at a loss on it a little bit. I mean, I've been sitting there watching XRP trade sideways for 18 months.
Join the club.
We've been watching everything trade sideways, so
but I think the Chainlink side has been interesting, right? That's been moving.
Look, Chainlink is a real project. Great team.
Oh no, we got Paul's iPhone coming on.
Listen.
Is this Avery's brother? Paul's iPhone.
I'm gonna mute him real quick because I want to get to Brad.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry.
Brian.
Listen, Chainlink is real.
Yeah.
I got told, one of my friends told me about it when it was 40 cents.
Yeah.
And he begged me, get into it, talk about it, David. And I got into it. So for me, like that, everything about this project is real.
Yeah.
And I do believe, I don't want to put a price on it, but it will continue to keep going up. There is no way. And the partnerships, those are all real. Remember in 17, 18, when people were announcing partnerships with Microsoft, like IOTA had a partnership, they had some sort of
Volkswagen, they had Volkswagen, yeah.
Yeah, and then like IOTA, and then came out, Microsoft is not partnered, and the whole thing tanked. When you have Chainlink, who has real partnerships, just like Ripple, they have real partnerships. They're working with the banks. How can you not be in it?
Oh, I agree.
They are working with Bank of America, Santander. I mean, like the list goes on. MoneyGram. I mean, it is real.
Yeah, but at
the end of the day.
Yeah, but the use case. But the thing is, like, you need, the thing that would keep people coming back to Bitcoin is the fact that it's such a finite,
just a finite. But what real use case does Bitcoin have?
Agree. Well, other than the fact of store value, but it's seemingly it just doesn't have it. It's outstanding. Its number of tokens, its availability, its supply just is so limited comparatively. For a while I've been tracking the whole. What's the other one? What's the oh my God, I can't remember the name of it now because I've had a bottle of wine, but there's a couple others out there that got some similar. I'm looking a lot about now supply. That's where I look at. Okay, where do I have small supply with a use case that can go boom? Like that's really where. Obviously, the casino gambling right now in the casino, the whole gambling side, and the video gaming. Like I feel like now my son, is playing Fortnite all the time. It's like, how do you not? The video game industry seems ripe to really create a finite token, digital token that increases in value. Just still haven't seen it yet. I mean, I know that, a few of those guys are out there that are trying to hustle and do this, but it hasn't gone boom yet, which I think is maybe the reason why you still lay the foundation on taking positions, but there has to be something there. I feel like, I mean, I was watching the NBA 2K game the other night for like 15 minutes with announcers, and it's like, Wolfman 21 versus, Stanley 22. I mean, you're like, and I'm going, this is pretty entertaining compared to what I got an option for.
We got David, we got a party going on in here, buddy. Let's just get everybody in here. Come on. We got
Paul, Matt, say hello.
Listen, people understand that this is a real podcast, a real live cast, not this ordinary bullshit that you hear all the time.
Well, then bring in the bullshit. Let's go. Bring in Paul and Matt and Hobie's still sleeping, so
say hello, guys. We lost Matt.
Oh, Matt is gone.
Well,
hey, what's up, guys? I have a question. What do you guys think about the 50 Bitcoin that got moved a couple days ago? Have you guys talked about that yet?
It's 40,
yeah, we did.
Man, 40.
Oh,
40.
I'm sorry.
No,
what's going on with this 50?
It was 50, but anyway, yeah, we talked.
Here's my guess.
We talked about that. We did.
My guess is it's Hal Finney's wife.
It's who?
Hal Finney's wife.
Oh, Hal Finney's wife. Yeah. Right.
That's my guess.
My guess, it was David.
Listen, stop. I understand I'm the greatest trader in the world. Like I told you already. I'm writing a book. It's called Domination. But
it was probably Paul's iPhone.
Brian.
Yes.
Brian, listen. You got. So I'm not chilling this, but you got Casino Coin. Yeah. This thing is built ready to go to service casinos. Period.
Yeah.
But
well, it's a blockchain.
Correct. But the problem is right now, we all come in here trying to make gains.
Right.
We don't look at the projects. We follow the hype. All right, so
that's dangerous.
And that's the problem. You have people that we talk about this on crypto Twitter, which is home base right now. If somebody who's popular and their gang starts saying XYZ is the way to go, that's where everybody's going. And everybody's going to start tweeting about it, retweeting, liking, and that's what you see.
Yeah, supply and demand.
And that's what it is. But
yeah, but I'm in on Telcoin for that reason. I think Telcoin's got a real mission, and it's just been, that's quietly coming back, but man, they've gone so low, and they haven't really executed, right? So that was where I was looking at that. I'm in Zilliqa. I'm big time into that because I think
Zilliqa to me is one of. Listen, Ethereum would be smart, which they did. They reached out to them. Yeah, it'd be smart to go ahead and work with them because they're phenomenal. But again, if we're looking at projects, listen, Chainlink was also down, and they had a phenomenal project and partnerships, and nobody, looked their way. And now look at it.
Can I say something, Brian? If you're looking at one of the largest industries in the world, gaming, casinos, gambling.
Yep.
And yes, full disclosure, obviously I'm an advisor for Casino Coin. Yeah. All things aside, me being biased because I'm involved in the team, really, really research that team. Research the Casino Coin project, research the team. Brother, I'm telling you, research the team, come back to me and tell me that team is not stacked. It's a stacked team, well educated, and man, the use case, they just research the team.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on it, and that's why I'm saying the use case is obvious, right? Gambling, online. With COVID-19, online gambling, we don't know when we're going. I'm dying to go rub elbows with people at a craps table right now, but no one wants to do it.
No, but Casino Coin is handling the regulated. That's even it's the regulated gambling. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be digging into that because to me that's real use case, real value, and then it comes down to liquidity versus store of value. There's this concept, right, of liquidity versus store of value, which becomes a thing, right? If it's just really liquid and it's just constantly traded, depreciation's tougher to come by until you get a volume that can really push it. And that's where I think that Bitcoin keeps kind of cycling, and people are trading that because there's volatility in it.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
I love that. If Bitcoin traded between 6 and 9K till the end of time, I would be happy. I would make money off of it. It would be fantastic.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
Ross,
I mean,
you're all about the money, Ross.
Yeah.
how's Verge doing these days? I mean, that'd be, you know, they took a, you know, they've been a whipping post, man, for a while, but they always were working at it, and I was curious in how that's rolling. I mean,
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, like any community project, I mean, we're all volunteers, so
Yeah.
we're as motivated as the team or the volunteers that want to help. I mean, but hey, there's no other project in history of cryptocurrency that's had as large as run as Verge has in one calendar year. They still hold the record. So when people want to look at explosive, when Verge does explode, we've got the community to back it. So
nice.
I mean, we are what we are. We're more of a stable coin right now at friggin' 37 sats, but I don't really pay too much attention. Of course, we did the press release tonight with Mekon Cash, right? So we did that partnership tonight. But I mean, listen, we're volunteer. We're a non-ICO volunteer, and we're just going to keep plugging along. Here's the thing about Verge. We've been around since 2013 or 14, I think it is, but we're not going anywhere. We've been around a long time.
Well, that's the thing, right? Time in this space is definitely the separator, right? I mean, if you can't endure, you're not going to do it, because you're typically, you know, if it's just an ICO and you're in and out trying to go and flip it, that's painful. So
yeah, and we've got 4 devs on our team. We're, again, all volunteer. We got 4 devs on our team. So I mean, what other project has that as a volunteer project? So we're good. We got smart people, really dedicated and passionate people on our team to help the train stay on the rails, and we have a very large community. So we're going to keep plugging away and do our thing.
What do you guys think how do we make it simpler? How do we make it easier, right? To make it go wider? I mean, the big thing right now is you get, like, you know, mom and pop see, you know, 64 characters and they go, what?
I
What
think
is that?
smartphone wallets. And not just smartphone wallets, smart wallets. So that, we can't have the same system for funneling and sending payments. It's gotta be done for you.
I'll tell you, my Brave setup right now is, I love it. I'm really impressed by that, and that to me one of the first times where I'm like, okay, that's an experience that really could transcend the whole thing, which is I'm sitting here accumulating crypto, looking at ads, I look at them, I actively participate, and I get to tip back. I got it hooked up into Uphold for the wallet side, so it's all straight in that side. But like, if we do that, like that can be kind of like almost out of the box experience and the new normal, and now all of a sudden the paywall goes away. Like, the paywall doesn't need to be there for content creators. It's so low that you don't even mind spending whatever the coin amount is. It's like you're just voting with your coins, but those amount of coins are small in your experience, but in aggregate for the creator, it's a great uplift. That's what we really want, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a great.
Let me ask you this question.
platform.
Let me ask you this question. Since we got somebody from the community, you know, obviously we, you know, me, Mark, and Ross, we talk about this all the time. You know, what you being somebody who's from the community, Brian?
Yep.
What do you think is wrong with crypto Twitter? Because we talk about it all the time, Mark, right? And Ross, we talk about it all. I want to gauge the actual public's views on crypto Twitter.
When you mean by like you say crypto Twitter, you mean by like just the noise that's out there?
So I'm just saying in general, what do you see wrong with the space?
Well, I mean, I think that at the end of the day, the mission needs to remain focused on what it's trying to do, which is, you know, is basically disintermediate, you know, this whole traditional, you know, banking process, right? I mean, like, we don't need.
I'm talking about like the space, like when you come onto this space, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel confident in listening to somebody talk? What I mean by that is, you have the trolling, you got Crypto Gumby, you got all these people, right? You don't know who's who, like, because it's not like fintech, where you have people with real names. You got people, anonymous, and I get it. That's synonymous with, crypto. But when you come on here, are you confident in listening to somebody who's under an alias trying to go ahead and give advice out? Or do you, if you were an investor,
Yeah.
you probably are.
Yep.
And this is not financial advice, but you're sitting out there and you're watching these people squabble.
Yeah.
How would you feel? How do you feel about this industry, and how do you feel about investing?
Well, I mean, I would use for me, David. I've watched you and DM'd you periodically for since 2017, I think, for that. And this is the first time we've actually met face to face. So this is actually kind of a pretty cool moment too. But I mean, I think I look at it and say, I'm looking for people who are legitimately in it for what the long-term vision is. I mean, this is like, this is Elon Musk type stuff, right? We're trying to figure out what the next leg up is in the financial system. And we all know that, like, it's in some ways the mission of crypto is suffering the same challenges that, like, renewable energy is against the oil industry, right? I mean, it's basically, how do you unseat the incumbent? And the incumbent's got deep roots. And so, you got to do that. The only way you do that is through willpower and disruptive strategies to, make them believe that, okay, all of a sudden they got to be part of that solution, right? They can no longer ignore it. And look what's happening in look what's happening in the in the oil industry right now. I mean, like with the whole COVID-19, completely disruptive. So industries need to be resilient, and the financial industry is going to have to be resilient. That means crypto's got to be part of that story. That's part of the resilience. Crypto is the digital transformation of finance.
Do you think we're mature enough?
No, but I think we've come a long way. Like I said, my original question is XRP. The fact that XRP has been trading from like basically 18 to 24 for the last 18 months means that basically, yeah, like in some ways they got so many partnerships that are happening that now all of a sudden the liquidity of the coin itself is becoming its value. It's so stable that you can use those things for value.
That's an interesting take. I like hearing this. I mean, I'd love to hear Paul's iPhone's opinion and Hobie's opinion, but
Hobie, what are you so quiet?
There he is, Bull. Hobie,
Hey,
Bull. There you are, bro.
I think crypto trader is really cool. I mean, I think for a newbie coming in to the crypto sphere, I think it's bad just because it looks like we're just a bunch of people fighting. So that's the negative, right? But the positive is there's a community of people who really get each other. So once they get involved in it, and they see the memes, they see all the content, and they see the fun that could potentially happen, I think they grow to love it or they grow to hate it pretty fast. And it's a love or hate relationship. And I think that it's a community that's unlike any other. Like Forex, you got people who are just like trading fiat, and there's other stocks and commodities, but there's always experts. But if you come on the stage and you get some kind of notoriety and you understand how to trade it, I mean, people can form a community pretty quickly. So I think that's the benefit. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's true.
mean, in the stock market, it's no different. There's noise. I'm on StockTwits. That's like a shit show. I mean, that's just.
Oh man, I'm on some stock like forums on those chats.
Yeah.
They're actually, man, they're brutal too. Those stock forums are just like, I look at crypto Twitter, I'm like, it's no different than the stock forums. You got people coming in here trying to suppress it.
We have to be better than them. Like, we're building something that's for the people. Yet,
but Dave, I think David, that like, I think at some point though, like that's just going to be noise we can't control. But I think when like in that environment, I've gotten, when I read those boards, like really it is like the Shawshank Redemption type of shit for a long time. And then you get to someone who goes, hey, you guys should take a look at this. I'm telling, and there's something about the way they write it, and you look at it and go, okay, that actually is a thought out, cohesive sentence. Let me click on that. And then I find something. I've found, interesting, emerging, that's the value of, digital, social media and things like that, is that you can find people who are like-minded and they lead you to something. And when it happens, it's magic. But man, it is just a sea of noise to get there.
That is a long pipe to crawl through to find that gem.
Oh shit!
There's
That's funny.
so Hobie Bowl. What's going on new in your world, man? What are you feeling? What are you thinking? Tell us something
no, I
new in
mean,
your world.
Nothing new really. Just we're having a live stream for Bitcoin Pizza Day coming up on Friday, so that's kind of cool.
Yes.
Nice.
Love it.
I'm gonna be ordering some pizza, and
Yeah.
my Sierra son's gonna be on TradingView talking about Bitcoin economic uncertainty and things like that. So that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, you guys are doing a lot of AMAs and stuff now, right?
Right.
Yeah.
This one's pretty big because it's on TradingView. We don't have a lot of followers right now. We only have like 30 or 25 because we just started the community there. But trying to figure out ways to build it. And TradingView is definitely a little bit more different than crypto Twitter. I don't know if you guys ever been on there, but I'm always interested in hearing people's feedback on how the community is different on TradingView versus Twitter. So
I just hit TradingView that like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, wow, it's fast moving. It's I can't seem to kind of track it like other things. Like it's almost like information overload, but I can see the value in some pretty tight trading strategies there.
I think the community there is a lot more educated, a little bit more on trading strategies versus just fighting and like talking about what the coin they like. And also there's probably a little bit more higher volume of traders on that exchange, on that platform than trader, like crypto Twitter. I think it's a little bit more retail driven, right?
Yeah. And I mean, David, you're the best trader going on. So how many people do you have on TradingView, David, following you?
I again, like, I don't go on TradingView.
But you're the best. But you are the best trader.
But a professional, as skilled as me, who just got into day trading, literally like what is it? I would say no. It's about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Dominating the market the way I am.
Yeah.
You don't.
Are we talking about the same market? Are you talking about used cars, or are you talking about crypto?
Oh, you're gonna use the used? Oh, you're gonna troll me? Because I upgraded to new cars.
What do you? No, but you're talking about trading cars or trading crypto?
No, I'm talking about I'm trading stock. I'm in the airlines.
Yeah.
I'm in everything.
You're trading like Air Jordan shoes.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Warren Buffett, he sold off.
Yeah.
He sold.
And you picked up he sold off and you stacked it up. You're like, man, thanks for the bag.
Thank you. Like, what? You're listening to Warren?
No.
Warren? The same guy who told you not to get into Microsoft or Amazon or don't let me continue the list. You're listening to this guy? He pulls out of airlines and not going to come back. How many? Listen, they are going to be bailed out every single year.
At least Delta.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm in Air Canada. I don't even tell people anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and it's not because my best friend's a Canadian. Because I can care less about Mark. But I'm telling you right now.
Air Canada's a government freaking airline.
Yeah, but you know what? Watch it go up.
Of course, it's.
Yeah, but hold on. Get out of airlines. No. You get out of airlines. I'll pick up your airlines.
Hey, the airlines are having the same moment that the banks had back in 2007. Yeah. So I built the Bank of America at $4.18. And I said, I couldn't tell whether or not the government was going to take it out, but 1 out of 6 people banked with Bank of America.
Yeah.
And I thought they will not go down. But the problem, I did not pull the purchase. I did not actually go in on it. And the reason I didn't was because there was a whole talk about them taking over Bank of America because they did like what they did with Fannie Mae. And so that was my fear, right? But it's not possible, right? I think Boeing's a problem, but Boeing, again, Boeing's got real challenges.
Boeing is not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere, but I'll tell you, I made the mistake in GE thinking GE was going to figure this out. And that thing has been a never-ending pit of despair.
Yeah.
So I mean, but it just means my problem is that you won't lose, you won't go to zero, but your money will be tied up, right? Unless you cut your losses on it. That's the issue I have on it.
Listen, you got to look at what's going on in the market. Okay, what is happening right now? Ross, you're at home. Mark, you're at home reading your newspaper.
Yeah.
Paul is at home probably. At the end of the day,
Paul, we don't know where Paul is.
I don't know.
He could be on the toilet. I don't. Where is Paul?
Paul is everywhere.
Oh,
Hey,
what the?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just enjoying you guys' great podcast.
nice.
Paul, see, Paul. is gonna be
Where's
one
your
of those
face,
guys-
man? Where's your face?
Oh, you don't want to see my face. That'd ruin everything.
Listen,
No, that would make my day, sister. I mean, brother. I mean,
I'm
Paul.
concerned Paul is like an Alexa and we're just talking to a device.
This isn't Avery's brother, is it?
no.
No, you know me, Mark. I'm Paul. Verge Paul. Helping you with your products, Verge Paul.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, but why'd you get so scared,
Poor
Mark?
team.
Paul, what's the initial of your last name?
B.
There you go. I knew it was you. Show your face, man. How the heck are you, Paul?
I'm good.
Buddy, you were texting me all day, and it's like, I can't shake this guy.
Look at Paul.
There you go. It's like you're texting me all day. I'm like, I can't shake this guy, and then I'm like, oh, how are you? No, I love you, brother. I really appreciate all your help. You're trying, like what you're,
I've seen a lot of demos today. There's a lot of good news in Verge's future.
Oh, you're shilling. I like this, and I don't even know. Tell me. I don't even know what's going on. So tell me. You're awesome.
Well, I've been working on some. So a little bit about my background. I'm in commercial banking. I've been in massive and complicated payments for over 20 plus years, and embedded payments. And this is just a Candyland playground for me. It is just insane and fun, and I love building. So I don't actually build. I work with partners that I've known for 20 plus years that have been doing traditional B2B payments, and that's my engine. So essentially what I've been doing is working with coins, and I've been lucky enough to get to know Mark and work with Verge a little bit, and building on-ramps and off-ramps for fiat. So you can utilize it in hybrid, a lot of e-commerce, but my piece right now that I'm working on with Verge is a high-risk type platform with a pretty low fee. So there's nothing out there like it. Verge is a perfect candidate for it. And we're really excited. I've seen the first demos today, and it's a powerful engine. So we're excited.
Oh my God. So we did a partnership with Mekon Cash, and now you're coming on Gokhshtein Unfiltered, and you're breaking news. And this is the first time I've never publicly told even if the core team that you and I have been talking for a long time now, it's not something I'm not that kind of guy. I usually don't say it publicly who I talk to, and I don't pre-announce anything. But now you're coming on saying, now you're out of my back pocket. There comes Paul out of my back pocket.
Sorry about that.
And now you're coming on. Now you're coming on here breaking news, saying that you're working on some secret projects for Verge that you and I have been talking about for a year. It's like, oh my God.
Well, it's ready and it's exciting.
Oh.
What else is exciting is that, there's so many people.
I know. Paul comes on here, mentions that he's got some secret project with Verge, and boom, there's Life as Safu and Tony Soprano. It's probably Tony Soprano. It can't be Tony Soprano. Well, it could be, I guess.
Tony
Tony
probably doesn't know how to turn on the mic.
Tony, I'm exit 3. Tony's got to be exit like 14.
Here we go.
So Paul, how are you? I know you're always working, brother, because it's like you are a hard worker, man.
I'm good. I'm stuck at home with my dog and my daughter, and I'm working around the clock, and I'm just turbocharged about some of these projects are coming to fruition and are coming off the factory floor and ready to go into a scalable ecosystem, and it's what I've been working for. I'm excited.
Listen, you guys should be excited. It's a good program, man.
Well, Paul is super energized, David. I mean, maybe you don't know Paul, but he's a super energized guy, and we've been talking like we talk a lot on text actually. Anyway, for a long time. I don't know. It must be a year now, Paul, that we've been working together. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, let me ask you a question. How do you feel with Mark wearing this casino coin hat?
I am very interested in casino coin, and I wish there was more information out there, but I'm really interested in the project.
But would you don't you feel he should be wearing like a Burge
He's got a jacket.
You know, that goes back, in my opinion, to the whole Bitcoin extremist thing. It's such a big sandbox. There's plenty of green fields for everyone.
I like
Wow. Is this really Paul from Burge, or is this one of your did you pay somebody off to go ahead and shut me up?
I'm Mark's cousin from Canada.
No, this is Paul. Paul helps out another foundation that we're really familiar with. But anyway, no, Paul's a good guy. Hold on one second.
Yeah, I've had some success with another coin. I'm based out of Nashville, Tennessee, and it's a real honor to be on your show.
Thank you. Listen, we appreciate it. It's really our show here. You know, me, Mark, and Ross, we just happened to get together. And, we talked about this off here before we went on. We just clicked, and it's just we come on here, and unlike other podcasts where they're it's the same repetitive shit, we're just unfiltered. I mean, we speak our mind, and we're just like the community. I mean, just like Brian right now, just like you, Paul, you just want to speak and talk and just be free about it, man. And that's what it's about. I've always been that way. If you've been following me since 2017, because I have to state 17, because that's when the OGs officially let me into Twitter or crypto Twitter, whatever the policy is with that shit. But, I appreciate people, coming on and, listening to us. We've grown ever since we got together. And, the sky's the limit. And hopefully this outlet lets everybody come on here just like this, just pop right in and just start talking. Brian, you don't need to have 500,000 followers. If you have 50 people following you and you can go ahead and give good advice, that's good enough. That's an option.
David, what other freaking podcast out there right now that has two media companies, David and Ross, Blockchain Business Magazine? We got Paul that's been in the payment industry for over 20 years. We got Hobie Ball. What other podcast, Unfiltered, where there's a bunch of adults that can come on from different communities and like different things, where we can be like adults and unfiltered and we can talk about anything? There's no other podcast out there like this right now. We're not inviting just our friends. We're inviting anybody. Come on in and let's have a gentleman conversation.
I've never done this ever. And this is just because honestly, I saw this. I'm like, hell, these are guys who have been trying to crush this thing for years. And that's what's interesting to me, is that when you see people trying to work this mission for a long time, they're real. That time, what's the phrase they say? There is no compression algorithm for experience.
Brian, you have to be, you know what? It's kind of like the Howard Stern show. You got to come on and be like one of our guys here that just chimes in, with the Daily 10. That's what we'll probably call it, where you just give us 10 minutes of super knowledge. Listen, I know you for a while. We've DM'd each other. Yeah. And this is, when, Mark, Ross, when we talk about, hey, I got a DM from somebody, and they just said, hey, hope all is well. This is Brian. This is one of my guys that I'm friends with. It might not be in real life, but listen, I'm spending most of my time on here, so you might as well call it real life. And he'll shoot me a DM and say, hey, Dave, how's it going? You're doing great, da-da-da-da-da.
Fan.
We'll just start shooting the shit, and that's
Sometimes it's quick, but it's you just respect people with the hustle who are trying to do it. And it's
But I'm no better than you are. Me and you, we're the same. It's just that I went ahead and went on, live stream and started yapping.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. But the fact that taking what you're learning and recognizing what this movement is, and saying, okay, is there room for me in it? Is there room for me to have a point of view and look at it and take, the way you were doing technical analysis early on was just different. And that for me caught my eye. I'm like, all right, I'm in the stocks. I love trading. But getting in there and seeing someone try to apply the same strategies early on to crypto, and then trying to also call bullshit when there was bullshit. That was the thing that was different. There was authenticity there. So for me, when I was watching it, I was like, all right, this guy is really trying to do something. He's trying to actually carry a message of authenticity through this noisy market. And it was crazy. 2017 was nuts. I mean, I got people now, I know in my network who have, they got Bitcoin later on. They don't know where it's at. Like, they're just like, because they all got in at that point in time. But it's beyond that, right? Now it's around where is this going, right? And the price appreciation is around based on use case or scarcity of the token / coin. And the question becomes, we don't know yet where it's all going. We all think we have some hunches and we're talking about, but for me, I'm always just a fan of seeing people like yourself, David, who were trying. I mean, I remember, your your pullovers in the car, live Twitter feeds were epic. I mean, it was just like, all right, this. I mean, and then watching everyone trying to tear you down, and it was like, this dude is trying to navigate a sea of shit, and no one, not everyone knows no one knows the future. So all you can do is look at the information you have, look at the past, look at the surroundings around you to understand maybe where is the model, where is the activity heading, and take your best guess with hopefully higher probabilities than random guesses, right? I mean,
I was just doing FA, man. It's what I felt. I stated it. It is what it is. Like I said, we spoke about here. My losses were out there. My wins were out there. Like, I didn't post 99% wins. Like, right now I'm winning. I'm just not posting.
Right.
As the
Hey, Paul, are you still there? Paul, are you there?
Yeah, no, I'm here. Sorry.
Oh my God, we got more people connected.
So Paul, I'm with, like, my active role with Casino Coin is actually in payments. That's my role as a advisor, is payments. And you've been in the payments industry for 22 years. How the heck are you not all over it?
Well, I am all over it. It just I tell you, here's my special sauce, right? It's not all of it, but this is a good core guideline to go by. Is the liquidity out there? So going in and out of banks is easy. And what liquidity means to me is for a coin to be on enough exchanges that I can go and trade it, usually with a virtual pair. If it's an odd, like a casino coin, I just need some place to be able to get off the interstate. So that because most of my partners are like pretty large organizations, I have to be really precise with how I present when I say a smaller project, I mean one that doesn't have a lot of experience yet and a long track record. So that's the roadblock. That's what I'm working against.
Yeah. What do you think of the medical industry and crypto?
Well, that's interesting that you say that because with medical and medical collections, they're always looking for new channels, and it's typically with a credit card, not so much with a debit card or an ACH, but with a credit card, it's an expensive, high-risk transaction. So I'm talking to a large medical billing provider on the West Coast that does multiple billions of dollars and works with large hospitals that you all know of, and to be able to allow for crypto payments in an emergency type scenario with the understanding that, and I'm really honest with them, that's really not where the flow of funds are going these days. So everybody that wants to, have McDonald's and all their favorite places take crypto, that's a noble task. But who's spending their crypto right now, really, if we're honest? Yeah. So the flow of funds is going from fiat to crypto. So if you wanted to tap into something, so that's where all the payment engines are headed. But in this particular scenario, I'm working on a project to allow medical payments in an emergency situation, and then it would be an inexpensive transaction for both of them. Just another payment channel as an option. They really dig the idea.
Paul, let me ask you a question. Well, you just stated something. Why the hell would you sell Bitcoin if people are saying that it's going to hit $50,000?
Why would you spend a Bitcoin? That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't.
So if somebody, and I'm so repetitive about the subject, if it's going to hit 50 or 100,000, why am I going to spend Bitcoin? It's nothing more than an SOV.
That's right. However, understand my positioning. I've got these brilliant tools that will allow you to spend your Bitcoin. And my thought is, with larger type transactions, cars, medical bills, large trips, in theory, if we were allowed to leave our houses, that when Bitcoin does go to 50, you want the infrastructure in place to be able to capitalize on that, right?
That's actually interesting.
Okay.
I think the larger value, it's like, it's almost saying that I do want a $10,000 bill because I don't want to carry, $1 million ones, whatever the hell it's going to be, right? Whatever the conversion is, right? So I think there is value in that, right?
Well, absolutely. And if I'm paying a medical bill, which is like a tax, it's something that I don't really want to pay, but I have to, then my Bitcoin goes up, or my Verge goes up 40% overnight. Well, I think I'm going to make a medical payment, right? So there are advantages to using crypto in certain real life situations, and that's what we're trying to capitalize on.
Well, Paul, that's what I was asking about price stability, is that I feel like that's what's suffering in XRP, is that price stability is actually good, but it's not great for investing.
It's horrible for investing. That's what stable coins are for. I don't invest in any stable coins. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's I get into a stable coin when I'm done with my risk module. I've made my money, and now I need to say, pay a medical bill. But you would have to have a transaction that goes from Bitcoin or Verge to a stable coin and then make a payment, which is just an extra fee. I take all that, you just streamline the payments going out.
Hey, I just wanted to welcome this new guy. What is it, Drobart?
I wanted to welcome this new guy.
Yo, dude, what's going on, man? Your hair, dude, looks like it's been quarantined for 6 years. Like, dude.
Love it.
I mean, we love everybody equal, then that's probably not at all. But no, dude, welcome to the show, man. Welcome to David G's Unfiltered. This is freaking unfiltered, dude. So you want to tell me to F off, you can do that too. I'm good.
He's going to start shouting, Wilson. Wilson!
Just, at least he's not Avery. I was really afraid that he was going to be like an Avery and just... Welcome to the show, brother. What do you got to say? You got anything to say, or are you just listening? You're just listening. Ah, there we go. Perfect. All right. Anyway, you guys go ahead. You guys, Brian, Paul.
Mark, I have a question for you, because I was if you look at the charts of Bitcoin Cash, something's up with that. There's good volatility in Bitcoin Cash. And one of the things I'm wondering is that like if you look at, what is it, blockchain.poker? Have you guys used that at all?
What would you say? Bitcoin.poker?
No, it's I think it's blockchain.poker, I think is what it is.
Yeah, and I'm not a chart guy, so full disclosure,
Sure.
Ross, David, both chart guys. Ross,
Bitcoin Cash chart looks just like Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, I guess it moved, but it just seems like there's more volatility. I guess I'm sure there's correlation there. So, but there has been in the past. It seems like it just has some pretty remarkable moves. Like I think it went from I forgot the chart. It went from about $1.70 to like the 400 quickly. And I'm trying to understand is there something going on with Bitcoin Cash that is disconnected from Bitcoin? I mean, I know they're different, but I mean, just is there some sort of, like, when I look at some of these things, there are services out there that are creating more default demand in Bitcoin Cash.
Well, again, it's Asia that loves Bitcoin Cash. It's not North America. So if you're actually seeing it in a retail marketplace, transaction speeds, it makes sense. Yeah. But chart-wise, I just see it as the same as Bitcoin. Similar percentages.
Okay.
I don't know. Here, I can share a screen here and compare some of that. Look at some of these charts here. Here's Bitcoin's chart, and jump over to Bitcoin Cash. Those are pretty identical, but
yeah, you're right.
But you're right. There is growth obviously as a use case, because like we've been talking about, you don't want to pay for things with Bitcoin. Retailers don't want Bitcoin. It's too slow. They're not going to get the confirmations quick enough, and Bitcoin Cash does work for that. I think some
it seems
people...
like for me it felt like I see a higher lows on the Bitcoin Cash side. That it just, if you run the averages out, it just seems like there's maybe just seemingly an adoption curve there that is happening that is almost independent of the market. It's like it's just in a larger trend line.
Yeah, it's possible. That was only a 1 hour window that we were looking at there. I think you're right. If you zoom out, you will see those potentials with a little bit more volatility, but yeah, like do we see whales pushing and trying to see Bitcoin Cash diverge from Bitcoin? I wouldn't say that. Okay. It's interesting to me, the manipulation that we have in the market right now between Bitcoin and Tether and things like that, and it just pulls everything along with it. Mm-hmm. But you're right. As a currency and as something that's been actually used as a currency as it was designed, I like Bitcoin Cash. I think there are problems with the way that it's supposedly marketed, and people have problems with that, which is super unfortunate because that's the last thing it needs.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm sitting in, like I said, I got Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, Bitcoin, Zilliqa, and Telcoin. Telcoin's easily the worst performer of the bunch. I do have Burst, but I mean that's a zero long term. But unless they somehow proof of capacity makes its way into some kind of larger adoption rate, but I thought that was interesting, but it just didn't materialize. But I thought AppCoins was going to be interesting. AppCoins was again looking at the Android market for, again, a neutral coin to transfer across, gaming. Yeah. They're doing some great work, but I don't see the demand side pulling the price up. So, I mean, it's moved, but it's nothing like.
Is AppCoin the one that had a bunch of developers from Apple leave to start the company?
I don't know. I have to look back at that, but
I think it is.
Yeah, I mean, just so I guess I feel like that we're still haven't seen the killer app yet, right? We're just waiting for it, and we don't know what. I mean, I still think it's got to be in gaming. I'm watching my kid play Fortnite, and like he wants to trade a skin on a gun or on a character with someone in, I mean, let's not even just say within Fortnite. Let's talk about Apex Legends and say, I'll trade you this character skin in Fortnite for this character skin in Apex Legends. When we've done that, I think it's a whole different thing.
You know what the difference is with that is, imagine that you have these kids trading these skins. Let's say that's worth a couple bucks, and with supply and demand, this value goes up, and you have a pile of children who decide, I'm going to withdraw my cash, and all of a sudden these companies have a major liquidity problem. It's the same thing that happens with crypto. When Bitcoin hits an all-time high, the exchanges shut down. They don't take new registrations. Right now, like Coinbase had trouble today. People wanted to jump out of the market. You couldn't log in. And you can't do that with a video game platform because you'll lose your loyalty. With the financial industry, people are like, oh, I guess I'll wait.
That's fascinating.
Listen, the e-gaming space, like Fortnite, you go ahead and have some sort of a blockchain approach, Fortnite, and they go ahead and partner up. That's big business. I'm talking about that whatever token they name that, if they turn into, if they go turn V-Bucks into like legitimate like crypto,
V-Bucks.
I mean, I'm getting into that because the kids are insane about that. Are you crazy? That's a ridiculous market. I mean, the kid, last year won $3 million for Fortnite. I mean, because he won the competition. I mean, esports is especially right now, what is everybody doing? I mean, ESPN is broadcasting esports. I mean, you got NASCAR doing esports.
That was insane.
I mean, real drivers driving in an esports. I mean,
but it was good. Like, it's not even like, I was shocked. Like I said, I was watching the NBA 2K tournament, and I'm going, I can't believe I'm still watching this. But when you put live commentary against it, it's like, you know what? This is better than nothing. And then you're like, well, wait a second, you know, DraftKings is going to give me some kind of line item on this? Okay. Like,
I mean, I could see sports going into this direction years from now due to all the injuries that you do suffer.
yeah.
So you're gonna see e-gamers come on here. If I know that I can go ahead and potentially make $1 million per year because I can go ahead and e-game,
Yeah.
I'm not going into physical sports.
Right.
I'm going to sit down and I'm going to play, you know, whatever it is, basketball, NHL, NASCAR. I mean, what? Listen, it's so realistic now that, like, who cares at this point?
I agree. And that's crazy, right? Because when you watch these games, I'll tell you what was, for me, was fascinating. I've tried to watch the esports tournaments when my son watches, but it's with like, with Fortnite and others, they're too fast. Like doesn't translate well. It's like I love soccer. I love watching soccer. Most people don't like watching soccer, right? They love playing it, but they don't like watching it. Video games has the same challenge. I think what we're going to see is that a movement towards gaming be consumable as a result of this whole thing to be slower so that people can watch it. So there is room for commentary. If it happens so fast, there's no room for commentary.
That's
and
hard.
with NBA 2K, it was like, I was like, damn, this is like, even the video, like now video games for years spent time, you know, when a whistle's blown, they would pan to the audience and have that, you know, those kind of intermediate shots. All that fits well with now live commentators. You take away the automated, you know, the AI that's in there, and you put real people in there, and then you get the backstory of the gamers who are behind that. It turns into a whole new production.
That's crazy.
Did you watch some German soccer over the weekend?
I did not, but I heard it was on. I heard it was a big event, right? Because everyone was like, we're getting out.
That's awesome.
I'm a big soccer guy too. I played for many years, but
And obviously you ended up here.
yeah, well,
Ross is laughing. Ross is like, yo.
You guys cut each other off the legs so often.
No, but he starts.
You know.
no, because I don't.
You know what? It's like in elementary school when you bug your crush. I mean, like not like that. I mean, like it's a term of endearment between you two.
Yeah, but if I was to have a man crush, it would for sure. I mean, it's a big toss up between you and David. I mean, I love your hair, but I like David's sweater. So I mean, is that a sweater or a turtleneck? What does that have a name? That sweater?
Hold on. This is wow. Should I just puff up my hair for you? Should I just puff it up? Should I just...
No, I mean,
there it is.
You know what, to take out the gel. I grew out my hair, man. I don't got the Conor McGregor look right now. I ain't doing Ross right now. I don't have anybody that can cut my hair, okay?
Okay,
I don't
but
have that.
If you're gonna buy glasses, you should have prescription in them, though. It's not just cool to wear glasses without prescription.
Listen. I have these glasses because the hair is insane. When you're out here 14 hours a day trying to go ahead and promote this space, got to put on glasses or your eyes go, man. At times, like after I'm done, I don't even know where my bed is.
I'm still trying to figure out why Paul is so secretive with this picture. Like, Paul.
Paul.
You know, the truth is I pace and I make everyone have vertigo when I walk around.
Well, then pace, dude. This is unfiltered pacing, whatever you want to do. You can be on the toilet and be on our live stream. It doesn't matter.
Well,
take that into consideration.
With some restrictions. You know what I like? I think it's great that Brian's got a glass of wine. I had a beer. I think we should sit outside, sit on the patio next week, something like that.
I think we're going to take this freaking thing on the road. So we're going to get together. We're going to go to Mike Tyson's fight, and we're going to take this on the road.
You know,
that dude looks like a beast.
You know what was awesome about Mike Tyson when we were down in Vegas and the poker tournament for World CryptoCon was at the Mike Tyson mansion, and everyone was like, "I'm going to meet Mike Tyson." It's like, it's not his house.
That was funny.
Michael Turpin bought the house.
Yes,
it's
that
just
was
the
funny.
name, and everyone's like, "What?" They were so let down. They're like, "Oh, I thought I was gonna meet him."
Well, David, you missed out on the World CryptoCon, buddy. That was a great time. I mean, I've never seen a man pound back as many beers as Ross in a shorter period of time.
It was like 4.
That's a whole year for me.
A year.
Second that comment. We'll let that. Jesus Christ.
No, but David, I mean, you had your crew down there. You had no clue how busy they were. They were running around your crew.
I respect them. They did a hell of a job.
Yeah.
And listen,
We've got to go to New York, Mark.
this is, and obviously we're testing out this entire platform. So I really know where we're going now with this.
Yeah.
And this is going to be really fun. Episode 3 is going to be absolutely insane.
Yeah, we're gonna come to New York. Let's do when it opens back up. We'll do Unfiltered right from New York.
Absolutely. 100%.
You know what I want to do? Let's do a live broadcast from Central Park.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, I want to say thank you for the spontaneity. I mean, I've never done this, and I'm just what a fun experience. I really appreciate you guys allowing me to join and listen in and talk shop with you guys. So thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you very much. And I want to thank everybody who, joined in today and joined us today. Obviously, started off slow. We were supposed to have a guest on. Addison obviously went ahead and skated us.
Ashton Addison.
Whatever. When you don't come on the show, I'm not pronouncing your name right.
And
Doesn't
Girl
matter.
Gone Crypto. I mean, Girl Gone Night.
Well, I love Leah. She's great.
Yeah.
And unlike you, who's mean, Leah, please don't listen to Mark and what he has to say. But at the end of the day, we appreciate it because me, Mark, and Ross, we put a lot of effort into this. And the show might have started off slow, but it gained steam when, you know what? We wanted to let the community in. We talked about it, and this is what we're going to do. Every week on Wednesdays, we'll have the community come on. Hopefully, Brian, you can be not just a temporary guest. Come on here more often so you can give us your 10 minutes.
Let's do that, man. Wednesday night, unfiltered with everybody. So that's the true meaning of unfiltered. Let's just invite him in. Let's go.
That's it. Unlike other podcasts, we are different, and we really speak for the community. If you know me since 2017, I'm unfiltered, and I keep it 100% real. Maybe that's why you crazy motherfuckers started following me.
Let's man, I'm excited now for next week. Like I'm really excited for next. Let's just bring them on. Whether Avery's got 15 sisters and brothers, let's bring them all on.
On that note, Gokhshtein Unfiltered. Thank you very much, everybody. Ross, check out Ross, Blockchain Business Magazine, one of the best magazines out there. Seriously, real nice articles. Magazines put together well. Mark, I don't know what he does. He's a walking billboard. No, I'm kidding. Mark is a great guy. Verge core member. He's also obviously an advisor for what is it, Casino Coin? I can't read your hat. I'm just messing with you, Mark. But everything that Mark does, he's a really good guy to have on your team. Period. Said and done. The dude works. Insane work ethic. Brian, you did really well today drinking that bottle of wine. I mean, that thing was like this, and I saw you just like gulp down the last cup of that one.
No, dude, I'm pretty sure that was bottles, plural. I saw a second one in there.
Paul, thank you very much for like showing your face for 2 seconds and telling us about the economy. Dom, always love you. Tony, thank you very much for speaking so much. I had to mute you. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, I just wanted others to.
And Paul for breaking like a whole bunch of news about what he does.
Another time, Miguel broke news last time. Paul breaks news this time. And let's make it I'm so out.
And we're gonna do live press releases.
Yes.
You're the paper press releases, man. We're gonna go live press releases. If you're a crypto company out there, a blockchain company, and you want to do a press release, have us do your live press release.
You're gonna want it on the G Network. You're gonna want it on blockchain business. You want the engagement. We got huge engagement. As Brian, we got huge engagement right now. He's in it to win it right now. That's it. Brian's ready to go. He's ready to go another 2 hours, but unfortunately, I'm ready to go to sleep.
Let's go.
Oh, Tony spoke. He said you're welcome.
Thank you, Tony.
Nice chat with you guys.
All right, guys, have a good night. I've actually got to go to the bathroom now.
Good night.
I thought you have the Depends diapers on. Anyway, good night.
No,